Kia ora Canterbury, welcome to Canterbury Live, Tuesday the 8th of December. Welcome to Canterbury Live and I'm Andrea Allen. Now sit back and enjoy and thanks for tuning in. Rightio, let's step back in time on the 8th of December. First up, there was a very special birthday, yes. 1943, Jim Morrison. He was born in Melbourne, Florida. Obviously, American singer, songwriter and poet, best remembered as the lead singer of The Doors. He developed an alcohol dependency and drugs. He died at the age of 27 in Paris. They do assume it was a heroin overdose. If you've been to Paris, it is quite incredible. It sounds a bit morbid to visit a grave, but I've been there. It is pretty impressive. Rightio, next up, 1946. Christian Dior, yes, the fashion house was founded. Pierre Balmain's former assistant founded the Dior fashion house with financial help from the entrepreneur and king of textiles, Marcel Boussac. The designer opened his first boutique at the now legendary 30th Avenue Montargis in Paris. There we go, amazing label. Very sad, 1980, let's head into the future.
This evening, one of the world's great entertainers and musicians, John Lennon of the Beatles, was shot outside his New York home. So we begin tonight by bringing you up to date on that story. John Lennon was shot 3 times at around 11 p.m. Eastern Time. He was rushed to New York's Roosevelt Hospital, but died a few minutes later. Police have a suspect in custody whom they describe only as a local screwball.
I love that, a screwball. Could you say that now? But he was. Mark David Chapman shot John Lennon in the archway of the building where he lived in Dakota, New York City. He returned from Record Plant Studio with his wife, Yoko Ono. He was pronounced dead on arrival at Roosevelt Hospital. He was only 40. At the hospital, it was stated that nobody could have lived for more than a few minutes after sustaining such injuries. Next up, 1992, the end of an era.
Wait. This might be part of Gary's master plan. What? What do you? Yeah, keep us on the edge, put us off balance. Huh?
Yeah, Mr. Clavin's right. You know, I think Gary's probably playing with us, like a rat with a mouse.
That's a cat and mouse.
Sam, a cat and a mouse don't play together. They're mortal enemies. They don't even know the same game. Think before you speak, Sam.
Hasn't Woody Harrelson moved on since then? Rightio, The Cheers was an American sitcom that ran for 11 seasons between 1982 and 1993. The show was set in a bar named Cheers in Boston, where a group of locals meet to drink, relax and socialise. And of course, remember that song, Where Everybody Knows Your Name. There we go. Rightio. Giveaways, we have some wonderful tickets from the Hoyts team. They could be yours. We will be announcing winners mid next week, as it will be our last show next Friday. And that also goes for this wonderful painting from Ira Mitchell-Kirk that is worth $1,200. Rightio. Coming up on today's show, we are on location with Nicola from Nourish, and it's all platters. Yes, wonderful platters, especially when you're socialising around this time. We have Carol here to talk law about your business, how it's setting up and what you should think about. But first up, there is unfortunately some sticky fingers, people out there, your cars, and thank goodness we are joined by Inspector Peter Cooper. Welcome, Peter. Merry Christmas.
And you, good morning.
Have you got a list, a good list and a bad list?
I'd like to think I've only got one list, and it'd be a good list.
But unfortunately not.
No.
So let's talk about it. Car theft. Is it alive in Canterbury?
Unfortunately, it's a popular crime at this time of year. There's a lot of vulnerable things left in cars. There's a lot of opportunists around. It's a crime that becomes very popular through the Christmas and New Year period.
A lot of people are heading away, Peter, which is wonderful. It's always good to head away. And very boring, get to the airport, we park our car somewhere and we head off to have a lovely holiday. But alas, while we're away...
Well, the airport's become a real hot spot for us, particularly around the theft cars. It's become quite popular to park your vehicle a good distance from the airport, trying to avoid some of those fees around the car parks. However, what we're creating there is a vulnerable vehicle, no one around, no guardianship, no one to look after it, and a real opportunity.
So what can we do to avoid it? Nothing really, or just not have precious items in the car, or...?
Oh, as you say, simple things. Make sure there's nothing in the vehicle worth stealing. Make sure it's not obvious, and make sure it's parked in a safe place where people can keep an eye on it. the last thing you want to do is put your car in a place where no one goes past or it's not well lit, and that just makes it easier for your local criminal to break into your car.
Are the thefts sophisticated as are they being hot-wired to actually steal the vehicles, or is it joyriding?
Well, some cars are being taken for different purposes. So they might be taken into be what we call ringed, made into a different vehicle and on sold. The majority of vehicles are actually joyridden and are recovered. It's the actual thefts from the vehicles that's plagues Christchurch. That's a real opportunist. It's a fast crime, in and out of the vehicle very quickly. And it's when you leave things in your vehicle, that's when you become vulnerable.
The malls are really busy, and good luck finding a car park, but if you're lucky enough, you will park your car. Are people still snooping around the car parks, even though I guess there is CCC, so... Yeah,
the malls themselves are doing some work in that CCTV space to try and protect vehicles and make it harder. But as you say, as the car parks get fuller, people are spreading out and parking in different places, and that's when your vehicle becomes vulnerable. So simple things, take care of your stuff, make sure you're not leaving your purse in the car, unlike you leave your cell phone there, but people do, and just making sure you just take simple basic precautions.
Locking the car.
Always a good one, and a car alarm and an anti-stealing device on your steering wheel, all good things.
Yeah, I mean, even down to, not everyone can afford an alarm for their car, but the one that goes on the steering wheel, what's it called?
So your steering lock or
steering lock,
brace,
isn't it?
Braces, relatively inexpensive, and a simple thing to make sure your vehicle's not going to get stolen.
Okay. If we are travelling again away for the holidays, you're taking a lot on board, aren't you? When you're packing everything up for the children and that. What should we think about as far as educating, especially our children, about our vehicles and looking after things?
Yeah, kids are great for leaving toys in the back of a vehicle, particularly in this day and age. There's lots of modern electronic devices that are easily stolen and easily on-sold. So getting your kids into that sort of space early on is really important. Making sure they learn how to keep themselves safe and all their things. Having travelled with kids many times, it's a challenge, but taking the time, educate them young, they'll remember it when they grow up.
Now we'll look outside the realm of, we're talking today about car theft obviously, but let's think about Christmas time. And what would be on your wish for your role in the police then for this Christmas?
Oh, my wish for Christmas is pretty simple really, and there would be no incidents of family violence in Canterbury. We're talking about Theft X Car today, but our record in the space around family violence in New Zealand is nothing to be proud of. And it, as you say, my gift for Christmas would be all our refuges empty and a peaceful time in the family home.
And love. A bit of love and a hug, isn't it, really? And just taking
time. It goes a long way.
It goes a long way. And we've been just talking about the mall and stuff in a car, but I tell you what, just that time to actually sit down and just talk to each other and listen to each other is pretty good going.
It's important. It's a stressful time for families. There's financial pressures and there's needs. All the television is telling you bye-bye, we have to have something that's new. Those kind of pressures all add up, and it's also a lonely time for people as well, Christmas. So take care of yourself, take care of your neighbours.
Well, that's some great advice, Peter. Well, all the best to you and your family. I hope you get some time off.
Thank you.
And enjoy each other, because funny enough, the police are human as well, and they actually do like having a bit of a downtime in Christmas as well. And remember, lock your vehicle and be conscious of what you're leaving in your car. All the very best to you. Now stay with us after the break. We do have some legal advice. Carol is here. We're talking about businesses.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Well, a very, very Merry Christmas to Carol. How are you feeling? Are you getting into the Christmas mode?
Getting that way, yes.
Getting that way?
Yeah.
It takes a little bit to warm into it though, doesn't it?
It's a very busy time of year. Everyone wants everything done and completed before Christmas so that they can go into the new year knowing that it's all sorted. So,
well, coming to the new year, it could be that you're actually going to start a new business.
Could well be.
Could be New Year's resolution. So tell us exactly, what should we be thinking about, especially when it comes to assets?
Well, you've got to make sure that your business is structured right. You've got to make sure that it's serving you properly. And one of the things that I do is I work in quite closely with people's accountants, and I'll send them to the accountant for tax advice to work out how to make things as tax efficient as possible when you're doing your business. and the accountant will tell you you want a company or a partnership structure or a limited partnership structure, or that you want a trust in there somewhere, and no, you don't want a trust in there. And so working closely with the accountant to work out what it is that you need, and then I put all the business structures in place.
Well, assets you do hear, well, we're starting off from business, so hopefully don't go that way, but liquidation, or, you know, you don't want then to have someone knocking the door taking assets from your home.
No, that's exactly right.
You do have to separate it, don't you?
I believe so, and one of the best ways of doing that is using a company or a trust, or both, depending on what's appropriate for the business, what's appropriate for the people who are involved in the business. And you do want to make sure that if you've got some large creditors, or you're going to have a delay in getting your money in for the work that you're doing, that your home is at as little risk as it's possible to have it. So you want to ring fence your business relationships, bearing in mind that most people these days are asking for personal guarantees, and the bank has it every which way, so the bank gets it. The bank gets their money back regardless, because that's just the way they structure things. But a lot of places who offer credit these days are offering personal guarantees, and those are the scary ones.
Very.
And before you go into a personal guarantee, get some advice on it. Don't just blindly sign the form, because they are effective and they are binding.
And I guess you get caught up in the adrenaline about, oh, it's exciting, it's going to be new times, and I've really got a great idea. I love the idea though, so you can actually have a trust.
You can.
To start a business with.
It's not ideal, simply because the law is reforming at the moment. It's changing. There are advantages to trusts, but it's not ideal, and the tax advantages are no longer there.
Right.
So the law is changing. It's eroding the benefit of trusts, which is making companies a more useful business structure, and I think that's essentially what the government has planned.
So Carol, we shouldn't be rushing into setting up a new business, is what I'm getting from what you're saying, is actually taking the time to sit with, to sit with you and talk about the boring things that may not be exciting, but getting the basics right.
And if you get it right at the beginning, you don't have to change it halfway through. You don't have all the issues with tax credits and asset transfers and loans and interparty. You don't have all those issues down the track if you get it right at the beginning.
And transparency?
Absolutely. Yep.
There's no hiding.
Yep.
Numbers. Okay. And if you're going to partnership with someone else, should you go into business with family or friends? You can be honest.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Mostly because people don't think about it ahead of time. They don't put their partnership agreements in. They don't put their shareholder agreements in place. Once again, it's like relationship property. You put the rules in place while you still like and respect each other, and you're still talking to one another, so that when you stop liking and respecting each other, you at least have a set of rules that you can move forward with.
That's some great advice, because you don't want it to happen, but the odds are it could happen.
Yeah.
It could happen. That's some awesome advice. Remember, as Carol said, it's sitting down with you and having a good, honest conversation. Strategy Law 168 Hazeldean Road at Addington. Great website, strategylaw.co.nz. Phone 03 374 3464. Well, after the break, the Christmas cheer is definitely here. We have the Christmas hut, and we're out on location, and it's platters on the menu with Nourish.
Today I'm here with Braden Miller, Sales Manager for the Crater Room Wines, and we're at Island New World, mixing the Crater Room Riesling and Pinot Gris with some summer starters. So, Brendan, tell us a little bit about the Crater Rim.
Thanks, Nicola. The Crater Rim's a family-owned whiteper winery in North Canterbury. We originated from the Banks Peninsula, hence our name, the Crater Rim. We still, from what I understand, are one of only 2 wineries making fruit from the Banks Peninsula.
Great. So today we've got a couple of different platters that we've gathered our ingredients from New World. We've got a seafood one to start with. We've got a lovely salmon mousse and some hot smoked salmon and some smoked mussels. And we've matched this up with some of their beautiful bread that they have in their fresh bakery here. So Hayden, do you want to tell us a little bit about how the Riesling might go well with this fish?
Well, the wonderful thing about Riesling, it's very underrated as a wine variety, but it goes really well with lots of different food groups, you know. So chicken, spicy food, Indian, Asian, stuff like that. Today we're using it as an aperitif, so lovely, fresh, cleansing palate cleanser, and which helps the flavours come through on the seafood, which would be nice.
Right, well, shall we give it a try with the seafood? We've got a little bit of the salmon mousse here.
Yum. Texture, balance, very good.
That freshness is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, as I said, it helps cleanses the palate and all the flavours come through in the food, which is fantastic.
Great. So the next match is with some beautiful cheeses. So we've got a lovely blue cheese here and a great cheddar. And this is from the cheese selection that New World have. They have a great variety here. And this one was in a cheese pack by Whitestone. They have a huge range of packs and also individual cheeses. I've matched that up with some olives and some sun-dried tomatoes, and again one of their beautiful fresh breads. So, Braden, tell us a little bit about how that matches with the Pinot Gris.
Well, wine and cheese have gone together for centuries, but with the amount of different cheeses out there nowadays, it's pairing can be, it's not the easiest thing in the world. Our Pinot Gris is very textural. It's in an Alsatian style. It's big. It's sumptuous. It needs a cheese with a little bit of bite to it. So as you say, I think the blue and the aged cheddar is probably best for us today. So.
Great, thank you. So we'll try that with a little bit of blue.
Again, it's like opposites. Opposites attract. It's like the tart and the sweet. So
yeah, great contrast with each other, aren't they? Just pair up really nicely.
Just really balance each other out, which is wonderful.
Okay, so do you want to tell us a little bit about the wine range that the Crater Rim have here at New World?
Yep. The Island New World have got probably one of the best ranges of Crater Rim wines, if not the best ranges of wines in Canterbury. Absolutely lots of wonderful cheeses and lots of artisan bread, as you can see, Nicola.
Yeah, great range here. So next time you're matching a platter with a good wine, try the Crater Rim with the large range of options from Island New World. Quick and easy to put together and a delicious combination.
Well, okie dokie. I had to say it, sorry. Rachel Oakey joins me now from the Christmas Hut. Some people get stressed out about Christmas, but you live and breathe Christmas.
We do.
All throughout the year.
We do. And what better to live and breathe? I mean, gosh.
Exactly, and you're smiling, and you should be smiling at Christmas. It's a beautiful time.
It's just the best time. And honestly, for us, Christmas is all about having fun and having a great time.
So tell us about the Christmas Hut, because it has evolved, hasn't it?
It has. It started about 8 years ago, and we've been in lots of different locations over that time and had quite a few different shops. And now we've got this really cool purpose-built shop. So it's 350 square metres of pure Christmas.
I know,
it's
we've got some wonderful images to tempt everyone if you haven't been there. You're in Papanui.
Yes.
It's Arms Road. Yep. So if you're going towards, say, the Northlands Mall, you're just down from there, aren't you?
That's right.
Yeah.
So we sort of say Coupland's Corner. Everyone knows where that is on the main North Road, and if you just turn down there onto Arms Road.
What incredible frontage.
It's fantastic. and especially at night when it's all lit up, it's just beautiful. But when you walk into the shop during the day, it's all lit up inside as well. So it's a beautiful shop. It's been purpose-built, so it's got lovely big timber beams, and it's been made in the style of like a European Christmas hut.
Oh, lovely.
So it's beautiful.
I know. Wouldn't a white Christmas be incredible to have
I
here?
know.
But anyway. Thursday seminars. This is quite unique.
It is, yes. We've been doing this for about 4 weeks now, and we have 2 more to go. So we have every Thursday night at 7 o'clock, and we have bubbles and cake as well.
Oh, it sounds terrible.
Come along. Oh, it's horrible. You'll hate it. Come along.
So what are you teaching us then?
So we've covered The Elf on the Shelf, and we've covered how to decorate your Christmas tree, and we're going to cover lights this week, so all sorts of different lighting, indoor and outdoor.
Lights just finish off though, don't they?
Oh, they do. If you don't have sparkle, then I'm sorry, it's not Christmas.
A bit of bling for Christmas.
Yeah.
Just want to step back. You just said Elf on the Shelf. What's that?
Oh, he's a little fellow who comes to visit some people's houses. We'll have to talk about that some other time.
Oh, really? Hope he's not dodgy. He sounds quite good. Now, if we've missed these seminars,
Yes.
can we still access the info if we haven't been lucky enough to come along?
Yes, so we've got a couple of ways of doing that. You can come into the shop, and we've got handouts that you can take home with you, and we've also got it on our website.
Easy.
Yeah.
Rightio. What's some tips for decorating our Christmas trees? Because it can be quite daunting.
Yes.
And a bit of a task.
It is.
So go for it, Rachel. Make it okie dokie for us.
So
This is one of yours.
It is, yes. So there's a few things you need to do first, obviously. A lot of it is in the fluffing of the Christmas tree. So pulling the branches out and making sure that it's nice and full looking.
Full.
Yes. If you're finding that your Christmas, that it's a little bit pokey, you can always bend the corners round, and that just creates that lovely softness as well. So once you've got that sorted out, if you're finding that there's a little bit of space and some gaps there, then this is what you need.
A garland?
A garland. And these are fantastic. If your tree is a little bit thin, it's been around for a few years, then you just pop the garland in through the middle of the tree and it thickens it. And so you've got
It's
this,
like extensions, like hair extensions,
is a
isn't
little
it?
bit.
To get that whole full look.
So it is like that. So that's one brilliant way. So
Okay,
we've got
cool.
6 foot long garlands, which would do a tree really easily. We've also got these little fellas here, so you can just poke these in. And look at that, it just thickens up a tree.
Oh, I
instantly.
love it.
So if there's little patches that you need thickening.
So you don't have to chuck it. You know, sometimes you lose bits and bobs and think, oh, I've got to chuck out the whole tree now and buy a new
Yes.
one. You don't. You
Exactly.
can modify.
Exactly.
So let's have a look down here. I love
These are beautiful, and there's so many different types of these. And again, same sort of thing. You can just poke it into the tree like that, and look at that.
Can we get a shot of that? That is gorgeous. And it's so blingy.
Yes.
It's so simple, isn't it?
It is. And a few of those on a tree, and it just fills it up and makes it really special.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Maybe I'm a bit sad. I'd actually have that throughout the year.
Yeah.
A bit of bling.
Well, yeah, it could be used throughout the year.
Yeah.
It's also really good for topping your tree as well. So a few of those on the top, if you didn't want to put an angel or a star, you can put Santa on top, wire them up, and
Why
put
not?
them on top, an elf. You can put all sorts of things.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Down here, this is a bit of a, I was going to say reef, but it's a cool version of a reef, isn't it, really?
It is. It's it is a door hanger because it's got a hanger on the end
Oh,
of
it's
it.
a door hanger. I wonder if I can lift it. Sorry, I'm going to see if I can get this for Hayden. Lean it over there. I don't know. Am I going the right way? There I am. Okay. So that is very cool. And this is, do I have to make this?
No, it's all ready-made, ready to go,
thank
ready
goodness
to
for that.
hang. So you can either hang it on your door, you could use 2 of them and have it across through the middle of your table and put some candles, and it's all done, ready to go.
Oh, that's gorgeous. And look at
I
Santa
know.
here.
Isn't
Well,
he
actually, I'm not going to say
beautiful?
Santa, St. Nicholas.
It is very
The way
much so,
he is
Nicholas.
dressed definitely
Yeah.
is very, very, I don't know, sophisticated, isn't it?
It is. He's very traditional, this one. And we do have a huge range of Santas. We range from sort of more comical, hard case ones to the beautiful traditional
Look at
ones.
his cheeks. He's just a
Yeah.
little bit gorgeous.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
it's all in the face with the Santa.
So remember, exactly. Thanks so much, Rachel, and thank you for this beautiful decoration that's on set. It's just divine. It's the Christmas hut in Sawyers Arms Road. As we said, you know where Couplands are in the corner. You just go down the road and the team will be there, and they've got great information to help you out. Merry Christmas to you,
Merry
Rachel.
Christmas
really,
to
really
you
cool.
too.
Okie dokie. Now, join us tomorrow we're out on location with Anne Stone. We're talking fashion tips. Have a fabulous Tuesday. We'll do it all again tomorrow. Take care.